After a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New Orleans Saints. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And no run back here on the opening kickoff, as we'll start at the 25. Just shy of the 30. You talk about this Falcon defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Normally you want teams to gel late in the season, but this unit, they've been terrific right from the word go. Came in as the number 1 rated unit against the pass in the NFL after just 1 week.
Kamara gets it again on second down. And he is met. Behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. Well, this defense for the Falcons, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Throwing his car on third down. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So on fourth down, on is Lou Hedley to punt for New Orleans. Scott Miller deep for Atlanta. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
63.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete. Kyle Pitts, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. And you look at this Saints defense, currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and be the top of your profession. But here's the problem. It's only week 1.
1 week, yeah.
Can they do it 15 more times? If so, then we really got something to talk about.
That's the challenge. Pushes past him. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Hey, let's go.
A give to Robinson on the option. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, partner, this drive has been a model of efficiency. They've done everything they wanted to. And the defensive guys, they've got to be getting frustrated. They can't figure out how to get off the field.
And he's going to go down back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Brian Brzee fought in and got him down.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Burt sets up to throw it. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
3rd down and 6. Throwing is Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Falcons are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
From the 8, they've got it 1st and goal. Here's Hurts to throw. Sets up the screen to Robinson. Touchdown, Falcons! Bijan Robinson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
Robinson up the middle. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. Hurts. This ball down the field for Pitts. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On 4th down, Bradley Pinion on to punt for the Falcons. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Clark Phillips has got it. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Hurts fumbles it. 2nd time in this game, Charles. The ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker, and it's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to go.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Carr going to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. They go play action with Hurts. That one deep for London. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 45 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Back to throw here. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. No stopping Peyton Turner on that sack. He would not be denied. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings them up 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He gets it complete to A.T. Perry. And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Carr. Completes it to Perry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. To throw, it's Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Falcons are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. And they'll send the tight end in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
But they've certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
63.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Touchdown! Kyle Pitts as the first half is winding down. And the Falcons will extend their lead here just before halftime. So this offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it 1st and 10.
Hey, 7:34.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. There he goes right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going their way in this first half? After that pick six, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this one is a runaway, and it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys that get to watching the highlight reels from this one, the better.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Still going. One man to beat. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the end zone at the 2. What a spectacular return.
What a way to start the second half. These guys are showing no signs of letting up. They have a chance to take a decided advantage with this possession.
How about this starting field position? First and goal from 2 yards out. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Dalton Schultz, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes this 35-0 now. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
White. That's it.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 68 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there.
It's now 2nd and 6.
What's up?
Jet sweep. Here's Olave. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one covers 29 yards. First down. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter. And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Express. Raider 9.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list. And the Saints take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Blake Grupe now for the extra point. And he converts, and it cuts the lead to 35-7. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics would tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. On the give, here's Robinson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
This is 2nd and 8. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback, as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there, because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
First down, Atlanta.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Handoff now to Robinson. A little second effort there on the strong run, and then drop just inside of the 20. 65 yards rushing for him now to this point. 2nd down and 3. He'll look to throw. And this one complete to Smith. And the Falcons are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
They'll run with Robinson. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Second and goal from inside the 5. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Go Silver, ready? Hey, 73. Hey, let's go.
They'll set up a throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
4th down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Falcons will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Falcons 42, Saints 7.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. But no run back here. Fair catch, and this will come out to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Well, I wish his staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the 4th quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr over the middle, and there's a diving catch. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a 1st down.
Down!
Let's get this thing started, baby.
That's up.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Down.
2nd down and a yard.
694. What's that?
Now Carr. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The Saints on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. A give to Kamara running right. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. 89 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They're 2 for 2 on third down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on third down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
And with the scoreboard against them here in the 4th quarter, this was definitely 4-down territory. Really nice job there finding a way to get open, and a really nice throw. That sets them up with 1st and goal.
Shotgun now for Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Down.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
That's it.
Carr to throw again. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Juwan Johnson from 8 yards out. And the Saints get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Here's Grupe for the PAT. And that'll cut the lead down to 28. After the touchdown, here's Grupe to kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Hurts. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them...
He's got a man, complete. Look at the big man rumble, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
You're mine. What's up?
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied too.
There he goes, left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They run it again with Kamara. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
A loss of 2 yards leads to 3rd down and 14.
Trying the left side with Kamara. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The decision made for him. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
29.
Now Carr, got to have this one. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Brandon Stephens. And the Falcons are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but, Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Atlanta, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will be at home for one next week against the Las Vegas Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll